Hey guys, we're back and it's list game on Ontario 157, Lead and Gold. We're going back to the Cowboy games. And I don't know if you want to start with like your impressions of this game. Since you were watching me, I never heard what you thought. But
Well, I think I played it like a while ago. It could have been a different Cowboy game, but I'm pretty sure it was
sort
the
of
same.
looked the same.
They changed a bunch of stuff in it. It's probably not the same, but it looks the same. But there is a lot of clones like that out there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but I think the internet was a little slow, so that's why the game was slowing down on your computer. Because it started like
I think I had a crazy resolution, 1980 or 1920 by 1980.
Could have been like that.
Yeah, because I reduced it afterwards, and it didn't seem to really make a huge difference. But
could have been just the internet because you're on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But other than that, my impressions of the game, it looks good. The graphics look good. The Cowboys, it's really hard. It's a Twitch shooter, so you have to like really be on your game to kill people in it. But
yeah, you die pretty fast. It's not like a one-shot kill, but it's like, if depending on the character, you might get like 2 or 3 shots and then you're gone.
Well, obviously the people that you were playing with played it probably every day.
Yeah, pretty much these guys are. Yeah, it seems like these guys have been playing for a while, and like it's kind of funny because like when I joined a game before, when I tried to test it out, I think it was a week or 2 ago. No one was on the server, so I'm like, oh, this game is dead. So I just happened to check in that one time yesterday, and like suddenly there's like 3 to 6 people playing. I'm like, what's going on? And so I thought, okay, this game's not dead. But when I was playing it, what really bothered me with this game, and I really wanted to like it because when I saw it, I'm like, wow, a game that's like, it looked like an adventure game from the pictures I saw, like Red Dead Revolver. But then it's like a pure multiplayer shooter. Like this deathmatch, there's no one-player mode to it. So I can't really complain for $2, but for $10, I just find, you have to be a huge Cowboy fan to really like this game for a number of reasons. One, when I found I'm turning, I felt like the camera, like instead of panning, it's sort of like, kind of pivoting too fast for me.
Well, like I said, like I'm used to those. They call them like back in the day, like Call of Duty or like the old Call of Duty or like Medal of Honor, where you had to actually like use your mouse instead of like a controller to like it's automatically aims, soft lock I guess you call it or whatever. This game you have to have, like I said, you have to be skilled at like very like twitchy, like you better like you don't move the mouse much.
Yeah, it just seems like when I was turning, it was like the camera was like overcompensating, so it sort of made it harder to see, like keep my line of fire, like sort of see it. It wasn't as
or it
smooth
turns
as
too slow with your mouse, maybe you could change that in the settings, but once like the default settings, like sometimes like with me, I know like when I was playing like Call of Duty or Medal of Honor, I'd turn up the sensitivity of my mouse because I love the fact that like it just like when you turned, it was like, oh, took so long to turn. So if you turned up your sensitivity with the mouse, you just like, oh, right there.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know if there's actually an option, because there weren't a lot of options in the menu, like changing your resolution, shadows high, graphic quality high, and then like the third option. It wasn't like an A-list game where you have like, oh, do you want like this many anti-aliasing, and like there wasn't like Battlefront where you can sort of pick and choose almost.
Yeah, Battlefront's a really nice
It's
game.
a lot of like details. Like you can turn off everything, and what I used to do before I changed my graphics card on Battlefront was I'd tone it all the way down so I'd have like an edge online, because everyone else has like, everything looking amazing. I'm able to like maneuver around them because I guess their connections weren't so good.
Well, if you turn down the graphics, you might have a disadvantage, you might have an advantage, because it depends on like you said,
in Battlefront you really can't
see
see anything. It's the most hilarious thing. You can't see a difference in Battlefront. So when I changed graphics cards, got like 4 times the power or something crazy, I'm like, oh, there's no lag, like brief period of lag. But in terms of this game, I don't think it was lag as much as, the game, just the way that it's coded, the way it is, you can't like move and shoot. Like it's not like a cowboy, like to me it wasn't a cowboy reflex game, because you're sort of like, you're trying to turn and then you're just going to get shot. And that's why I found the enemies usually, like, they would nail you because they're not moving, but you're trying to turn to see them, and then suddenly you're like, what I thought was cool but didn't really help much is when you're on the ground and you're like trying to shoot because you have one more hit left.
To revive.
Yeah.
So it's basically
or like almost death.
It's almost like Borderlands, where if you go down, you can actually kill another enemy. If you do, you get back up.
I think Wolfenstein, I don't know what game started that, but Wolfenstein definitely is the game that I know had that. You know, if you're not yet dead, but close, you can still shoot people.
Borderlands was out before the new Wolfenstein.
No, not the new Wolfenstein. I'm talking back like 1999. I think that one had like, if you got shot, but you didn't get shot like in the head, you're still able to like shoot someone from the ground.
Well, maybe I didn't really play. Like I played the old Wolfenstein where it was like you didn't have like this fancy windows. You had like DOS and typed everything in.
Oh yeah, no, not that far back, but not 93 far back, but like 1999 far back. Not the last two Wolfensteins.
Yeah.
But that's what I found it kind of disappointing. Or when you grab a bag, like you're really like so slow.
Oh, like the bag of gold.
The bag of gold.
There's like different.
I realized later that you can throw it, but like you sort of like plunk it. From what I remember, you don't really like throw it at someone.
Yeah, that would have been better if they actually would have took it, so you could actually knock your opponent down and then kill them.
Throw it further, but it is gold.
Details.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a game that came out 5 years ago, and it doesn't seem like, there's no one-player mode, so...
Yeah, there's no solo campaign. But
that,
I mean, they wanted, I guess, just to be a massive multiplayer. It didn't pan out probably like that. There's some dedicated fans probably to it, so I mean...
Yeah, I mean, these guys are still playing like 5 years later.
So, I mean, like... like I said, I think I'm pretty sure I did it. It went through some changes. Looks like from when I played it, because it was free to play when it first came out, anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is free to play, but I think you bought it.
No, I got it for $10, but it's probably full price. I got it for $2, but it's $10.
Then I probably got something. I played a different game, but this one seems familiar. Now, like I said, when you said that you picked up the gold, it looked like you were like trying to carry it someplace, but you didn't. I don't know where you were going because I don't think. Like,
I was moving so slow, I didn't have a chance. I just got shot usually.
Yeah, and that's
within
another
like
thing.
3
You
seconds.
have to have people to cover you, or you're not getting anywhere. And
and there's different character classes, but I found there was a difference. Like the guy with the rifle, I think it was, and the guy with I can't remember.
I think his name is like the stagecoach.
Stagecoach is the name. And then there's the lady who's sort of more maneuverable, and I think she has a
scout.
pistol.
I think she was. She
had a pistol, and the gunslinger was sort of the average guy,
rifle.
the guy that I picked because he had power but not like limited.
And then the gunslinger
wasn't limited by he wasn't limited like a stagecoach guy, and then there was another guy, wasn't there?
The rifle wasn't. There's a rifle person, which is the girl. The stagecoach guy, which had a pistol and a
gunslinger,
shotgun. And then the
see that guy seemed cool, but he just seemed too sluggish to like.
Yeah, well, I think you have to strategize too.
Yeah,
like I
there's
think
like a hunter. That's one guy.
I think like maybe like if you were the sniper, you'd be sitting somewhere stationary and sniping the people off. But again, if someone came up,
there wasn't really a map from what I remember. There wasn't a map, right?
No.
That was the other thing I thought was kind of weird because in most games now there's a map and you can like, depending on the game, you
train or
see,
like it should be like a mini map in the corner.
You shouldn't just suddenly find like, I just saw the whole blue team and now I'm dead 3 seconds later because they all saw me.
Well, I mean, like I said, this is taking it back old school where, I mean, like Medal of Honor, where you had to play it a few times to get rid of the map or everything in the map. Like, I can bank a grenade off this wall to kill this guy over here. Like, it was taking it back old school.
The maps were okay, but they didn't seem like super complicated. Like I didn't see any sort of places that you could snipe other than maybe the obvious ones.
Well, maybe that just not a map didn't require a sniper.
I played 2 or 3, but no, it seemed okay. I mean, for $2 I can't complain, but I think $10 like it was okay. Like that's all I can say. Like,
yeah, it was an okay game.
Because it wasn't having fun because there was no reward system. Like it wasn't like not super bad.
Of Call of Duty.
No,
stuff or?
Super hot. There, I was thinking super bad. It's not like super bad or super hot. Super hot where you die and it's like I'm gonna try again. It's sort of like I died and that was lame. Like
cheap deaths.
Cheap deaths. Yeah, it was like
you basically like in Super Hot you justified your death. Like I died because of the fact I
move too much or something.
or
This
yeah.
is just like, oh,
You didn't strategize enough. Where this one is just like, oh, they killed you off because they're better than you, or you feel like, oh well, I should have did that and it didn't pan out the way you
oh, I
wanted
didn't
it.
see them in time, or
Yeah.
like I was busy turning as usually kept happening.
I got a little friend over there.
Nice.
Now, like I said, like it's an okay game for $2. Buy it. If it's more than
Yeah.
that, I wouldn't recommend buying it because you're not gonna. You
Yeah.
might like it because it's a cowboy game. If you want a cowboy game,
There aren't a lot
get
of
it.
cowboy games out there. I mean, there's Red Dead Revolver, but that didn't have multiplayer, did it?
Which
I think it had
yeah, it had
multiplayer.
massive multiplayer. I think in online, but
Okay.
it was only like people play single player. I'm pretty sure it's like GTA because that's who did it. It was Rockstar,
Yeah.
and that's the good thing. The only person that's brought out a good Western game is Rockstar so far. I hope someone takes that initiative and actually brings out something like they did. But
Yes, they did.
again, publishers are going to be scared off because they did it so well. I mean, if you want to bring something out like that,
Yeah.
it's going to flop probably.
That's
because
what
people are
everyone's
going
going
to
to
compare it
compare
to
it
that.
to. All right, well, that's what I think. For $2, yeah, sure, but like, the fact there was no one-player mode, and I looked at the pictures and I thought, okay, full screen, it looked like an adventure game, and instead it's like just a multiplayer, quick 5-10 minute match, and then, that's it. But
Yeah, if you want to sit down and play it for
it
10
just seemed
minutes.
too basic. Like the sound effects, I don't even remember the music. So
I don't think you had it turned up though, but I imagine it probably has like a
I
spaghetti
don't
Western
think there was
theme.
anything. If I don't even remember it, so I mean, I had the sounds up, everything.
Oh,
up,
maybe
so
it was just sound effects. Maybe it had
I
turned
think it
off
was
the
just
music.
sound effects.
Maybe it
No.
didn't have music at this
Yeah,
time.
or I just don't remember it. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty bad. But did you want to talk about the other game that you wanted? 158. Yep, it was the Cider. Yeah, Cider Arcade. That's it.
Cider Arcade, yeah.
Yeah, it's an unusual name. That's why.
Now, I've played a
Cider
lot
Arcade.
of shooters that go
Mhm.
like space shooters that go
Yeah.
that scroll to the side. This one you can scroll. It's like a 3D image,
Mhm.
and then you can go around like I haven't played it obviously, but I really
Yeah.
do. I am probably gonna get this game where he was shooting enemies, and then you can go back the other way and shoot more enemies, and you get different spaceships to do
Yeah,
the
they
same
ha-
level.
It's kind of like what we were talking about with the cowboy game. Some characters are faster, some have
Yeah.
better armor. Basic stuff. That's sort of. been
And I'm
around
pretty
for-
sure you can unlock upgrades for those ships, right?
Probably, yeah. There's different items you can get. I don't remember the names, but there's like napalm and like spread shooters. Standard.
Yeah, it's almost
stuff
like
I
Twin
saw.
B where you pick up,
Yeah.
or like 1942 where you pick up different, like when you kill enemies, they drop crates or.
You have to be careful where you're scrolling. Like that's what I noticed because like suddenly you'll have like a wall of enemies. You have to be like, okay, I'm going to take out at least some of them. But then you have their like bullets as
Yeah,
well. So, like,
you have to strategize.
it got really hard after a while because there were so many enemies and so many bullets on the screen that like
Yeah.
you had to really be able to focus on what you were doing. So
Yeah, and again, like I said, the that game looks really, the graphics are really good for what it is. Now, like I said, the reason why it interested me is because it seemed like the old space shooter where you can go, you scroll, but then you can go
horizontally.
back, and then you just keep on killing waves and waves of enemies. And I think, like you said, you unlock. I didn't see enough of it, but I think you
Yeah.
unlock your different ships.
Well, you didn't
and
see a
different
lot of
stuff
it
like
because it was so hard. I tried 2 or 3
Yeah.
times, and then
It's unforgiving, that's
I can,
for sure.
Yeah, it's a really
I've seen.
unforgiving, like old school shooter, but you can turn around and.
But I mean, if you put 80 plus hours in it, I imagine that it'll probably come easy to you after that. But
Yeah, I think it might be a game that you need to play the campaign with 2 people if that's possible. It's just one person that you need someone to cover your back, otherwise.
yeah, you're probably right there. That's why it's so hard.
Yeah,
and
most
there's
shooters
even
you
more
need that.
stages, like you can put it even harder, which I imagine that you probably wouldn't want to do because you
Yeah.
probably tear your hair out or break your controller because you get so
And you could change the
frustrated.
graphics. Like they had like 20 different settings from like EGA, like different time periods in gaming history. So it was kind of cool that they had that filter that changed all the graphics, which wouldn't be hard
Oh,
for
that's
them to
neat.
do. Yeah, in the main menu. So
You can make
this
it look
one,
like an old game.
yeah, like from 30 years ago or more. I thought it was cool. Just really, really hard. I think that was the thing. I wanted to play more. I just sort of didn't. I felt like I was sort of ramming against the challenge. So I mean, if you really like games that are challenging this one and you love shooters, then this one's for you. I think I'm gonna try again, and maybe you join me, and we'll see if we can do play better and last longer. But it seems like a really hard game.
Yeah, it seems like one that you want more players in.
Yeah, like it wasn't like hard, like super hot. It was just hard. Like you had to not make any mistakes in the stage and keep scrolling along.
Well, like I said, if you put more hours into it, then
and maybe get a better ship. Like maybe the base ships are really that bad, and it gets
you get the
better.
and maybe you prefer a better like this different ship than this ship that you picked. Like I mean,
I tried 2 or 3. I didn't try them all, but
like the bug
more
one
powerful one really helped.
That bug ship that you had, that was pretty cool looking. You started killing
the weapons
a lot
were
better, but again, still the game is hard, so you're like, oh.
The weaponry definitely seemed like it notched up. Like it wasn't just basic weapons; it was like medium or stronger strength. So you killed the enemies a lot faster. So maybe next time I'll try the solo ship that has the most power.
Yeah,
and, that might be
take
better.
your time added to kill the enemies probably.
But I recommend this game. I think it's like $3 on sale, maybe 5 or 10 regular price. It's just a lot of fun. It's one of the better games I played in terms of quality and just playability. It's just
like I
can
said,
see it
was really
definitely being. Yeah, I think it would definitely be a lot better with another person playing as well. Just because it's like, oh crap, you died, and instead it's like, oh, I died, and damn, that's hard.
Yeah, like I can see this game really frustrating me, but also I like a challenge. Like I don't want to play a game that's too easy, but if I do want to play a game like that, I just pick a game that is easy. So
I think it's one of the better shooters I've played in a long time. I wouldn't say. I'm not sure if it would be like one of the best ever made, like 1942 or UN Squadron or something like that.
Or Silver Surfer, I guess, had the same thing, but
in some of the levels. Yeah, but I still think it was worth purchasing. Just it may not be the best shooter because we have more shooters that we could potentially choose from in the future. So it's more classic, vertical shooters.
Yeah, like I said, this game's really interesting, and if you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't, then it's whatever your preference is, right? So.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a throwback to games like on PlayStation 1 that Square did, like Einhander, which was a shooter. Kind of looks a bit more dated than it did when it came out like 20 years ago, but I recommend it for like $5 for sure. Go for it.
It's not a bad price.
I don't think it would necessarily appeal to everyone.
No, but I mean, it depends on like if you like old Nintendo games or like old and new come together. Yeah, you're gonna want to buy it, and you want to experience it. It's all about experience. And
experience games. A shooter that isn't actually vertical and is horizontal, because I don't see them made like that very much anymore. So.
Well, yeah, like I think games are going back like that, but they're not. It's like indie games, so they're not like AAA games.
I think it was like the late 80s, early 90s. That's when like the heyday of the shooters, and then Ikaruga came out, late 90s, and sort of there was a bit more interest. But I think now, because of Steam, you see a lot more of those type of shooters that you don't even see on the platforms like the consoles. So
a lot of people are going to sandbox games now because that's what they want. They want massive multiplayer.
Yeah, like Batman Sandbox. Yeah. What's another example?
Oh, Minecraft.
Simpsons.
Well, the Simpsons has a sandbox game. I've never seen that. That's new.
Yeah. So that's where everything is. First-person shooters and sandboxes are pretty much
the big thing. Yeah. And survival.
Yeah, survival games. Sure. Yeah, We Happy Few, which is I'm currently downloading the new patch. So we'll see.
Well, we have to play it then.
Yes, we do. So, anyways, that's what I have to say. So pretty much.
Yep. We're wrapping it up.
Go
now.
for it. $5. You can break the bank or wait till Steam's not summer sale, fail sale. Fall sale. Fail sale.
Fail sale.
Fail sale.
It's fail sale. It's fail. It's you can't fail.
So unfortunately, I can't recommend Lead and Gold. I mean, for $2, it wasn't a bad, like a risky purchase. But I mean, for $10, there's no single player, nothing. But the second game, Syber Arcade, you really liked, I really liked.
Yeah, I'm really
I think for $5, I think it's like maybe $3 now on sale, Humble Bundle. I'll check. I'll let you know right after. But if you're looking for a shooter, it's kind of a niche. Shooters are still sort of a niche.
Yeah, like a generic brand of shooter, just done in Western style.
But if you like games like classic games by Square, Einhander, like I said, you can't really go wrong for $3 to $5 for this game. It seems cool. it looks like you know, it's one of the better looking games. You were really impressed by like
the graphics and the style and how you.
And you don't
pick
always
up
get that with
items.
indie games too, like that sense of polish. That's what I really think about this game. Like there was a lot of polish for a shooter. Letting Go was cool, but I just didn't think it was a game that I could recommend, you know, as a must-have.
Yeah, especially not for $10. If it was on, like you said, for $2, pick it up, see for yourself how.
Yeah, I mean,
how
it's
it
nice,
is, but,
like 10-15 minutes, but I found I got bored pretty fast with Lead and Gold. If it wasn't for the challenge for Syber Arcade, yeah.
Well, I guess like Lead and Gold would be like. You'd have to play it for a long time to be as good as the players are on there, because like I said, they've probably been on.
They've been playing for like
for
a few years or something.
Since it came out, anyways. Cause they really took you out like pretty quickly.
Yeah. Like you could tell that they were playing as a team, so they were just like they hadn't just picked up the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely try it out. I'll give you the price and everything, and yeah, we recommend it. Next week it'll be List Game Ontario 159. I don't know what game it is. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. I remember. I'm excited about this. I've been waiting to play this game. It's a weird game. You'll never see another game like this. It's a aquamarine fighting game. You will never see this again. It's got friggin' crabs, it's got sharks, it's got lobsters, and not only are they fighting each other in a fighting game, they've got friggin' laser beams.
Well, we gotta see.
Yes, I am excited. I am excited for next week. I might even get beer and play this game.
Well, if we get drunk and play it, well, that's just more to it.
Lobster lasers. Freaking lobster laser beams, man.
We'll see how it runs.
Yes. The next Street Fighter 2, I'm not sure, but oh my god, this game is just so out there. You'll never... It's one of the weirdest ideas out there with... I don't know if they have belugas. I don't even remember all the creatures in this game. But I bought it for like $5-10, and yeah. I never would have imagined a lobster fighting game in my life. But someone's gone ahead and got it and made it.
Well, we'll see if it's anything like Clay Fighter then.
Yes, we'll see. Okay, don't forget, next week, lobsters and laser beams. So, keep on gaming, guys.
Yep, keep on gaming, and we'll see you next week.
All right, ciao.
Ciao.